We got a bit of news to cover, so we're just going to jump right into it. The first bit of news comes straight from EA with this tweet reading Sul Sul Simmers. Make sure to update The Sims 4 before June 10th. Any version of the game before the latest update won't launch or work with the EA app. This is part of ongoing maintenance for the EA app. This tweet left a lot of people confused. The way it was worded left many people asking questions like, what if you don't update your game before June 10th? What would happen? Is this the case for all updates going further? Well, thankfully, the next day, EA did answer these questions with a few tweets. You can access the EA app and update your game after June 10th, but you'll have to download the update to play The Sims 4. This is a one-time occurrence, and you should be able to play offline after updating and launching the game. So do make sure you guys update your game. You won't lose access to your game if you do not update before June 10th, like some people seem to think prior to this tweet, but you will not be able to play The Sims until you update. Going further, you can still put your EA app in offline mode to avoid updates if you wish. This is also confirmed here by EA Kate. This is a one-off situation and is not the new norm. He also goes on to explain a bit more about the situation. I fully understand how big of a part mods and CC are to The Sims. Once we found out that this EA app maintenance would require an up-to-date The Sims 4 client to function, we worked with the EA app team to schedule both our base game update and their subsequent maintenance to ensure that players had time to update both their games and mods accordingly, so it impacted as few players as possible. Again, this is a one-off situation. You'll not be forced to update after each base game update. So it seems the team did try to take every precaution they could to make this as seamless as possible for us Simmers. And I truly, truly appreciate that. The Sims Direct Communications also had this to say. As part of EA App's maintenance, please update The Sims 4 by June 10th. If you've updated the game in the past week, feel free to disregard. If you have not, please do so to avoid any issues launching The Sims 4. The Sims 4 has no plans to require future updates to play the game. After June 10th, players will still have access to the EA app and be able to update The Sims 4 with no issues. Once updated, you will be able to hop right back into The Sims 4. Following this tweet, they did stay around to answer a few questions about this update. One of the questions was this one about Steam users. I play through Steam. I updated it through Steam. Is that enough? And The Sims Direct Communication replied, yes, you are all set. So Steam users, as long as you're updated, you should be fine as well. If you are unsure of how to update your game, EA has provided some helpful instructions here. I will leave a link for this down below, so if you want to check this out, you can do so, as there are full instructions here on how to update your game, but it's a pretty seamless thing to do and it will just kind of handle it all for you. But the instructions are here if you need them. So unfortunately, you will be forced to get this one specific update to continue playing your game, but it shouldn't disrupt your gaming session all that much. It's also good to have the confirmation that required updates in the future will not be a thing. This is just for this one specific update. I did also want to mention, however, if you are having any issues with the EA app or your game's not connecting to the servers, I highly recommend this official EA site. It will detail if it's a problem with your computer or if the servers are down at that moment and the problem is on EA's end. I'll put a link down below for anyone who wants to bookmark it for later because it's a highly useful official source from EA. Lately, the EA app has been having a lot of issues with connecting to their servers. People have been mentioning not seeing any of their own games in their launcher, so I highly recommend bookmarking this site if this problem happens later, so you can confirm it is on the server side. In more news, a patch was pushed out today on June 6th. For me, on Windows, the patch was 376 megabytes, so this is fairly small, and I do assume this is the patch that is going to be required for everyone to play The Sims. This patch does not disable your mods or CC, but still, I recommend to check with your favorite mod creators to make sure this patch is safe for your mods. And as always, make sure you do back up your saves before getting this update. It's highly unlikely this will be buggy and hurt your saves, but I still always recommend to back up with each update. Here are the patch notes for this update. Today's update is intended to address multiple issues where players were able to access Happy at Home login event rewards before they were unlocked, as well as fixing a crash reported by players using the DirectX 11 preview. And here is an overview of everything listed in this patch. Most of the fixes here seem to be related towards the Happy at Home event, so make sure to get this one. I am happy to say that after this update, the event is finally showing in my game. It was just simply not there over the last week, but it is now finally showing for me. So if the event has not been showing in your game for you, make sure to check if it's there now. But that is all I have for this video. I hope all of you have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.